G'day traders, welcome to wrap up of Thursday, the 15th of March. So dailies were still pushing up, even though on Wednesday we did get quite a decent pullback, but on the dailies very much still on the upside, and that 1400 traders keep on talking about is an area that it's possible for the buyers to go check out. So still got a bit of an interpretation that the markets have some momentum on the upside. Once we do, if we do get to 1400, it'll be interesting to see what it does from there. It seems to be like just an area it wants to get, and once it gets there, I think it might have a bit of free range to maybe sell off, but anyway, wait and see. Starting off on the 5-minute chart here, you can see we pushed off heading down to start off with, and then we started to get some buyers straight into the market. So we pushed up a bit, had a bit of a swing down here, without breaking the lows and pushing down lower, and then from there some momentum came up to the upside. So as we're breaking up here and breaking just at this little bit of a resistance area here, straight away early signs are that this market wanted to head up, and from there it started to push up a couple more points and break up. There's pre-market resistance there that it just pulled back from. From there we started to get a pullback. So this area here, a 5-minute trade did come up. You can see the moving average is quite flat. If anything, it's got to be taken as a long. As far as taking this as a sell, you're going against all the direction. You can see we're clearly in an uptrend here, and this is more of a pullback as opposed to a new trend. However, watching the other markets, it was very much, to me, a 50-50 one. The Russell at the time was breaking a little bit lower and was a lot closer to its lows. But if you go over the 1-minute chart, I just want to show you. So this is the area just right here where the 5-minute fade came up. Sorry, just a bit higher up here. You can see back here where the market's pushed down, pushed up, then pushed down, then pushed up. So this area here, this little peak here, becomes a support. So it was a ceiling which we broke through. It now becomes a floor. It's an area that can potentially hold up the market. In this particular case, it did well. So that was the one supporting factor of this. But again, a few of the other markets were breaking down. It was a bit of a 50-50 area in my eyes. It ended up pulling down 5 ticks, so it would have been very close if you were on it. But again, I think it's a type of trade that had some reasons to take it and not to take it. It's probably one best to leave alone. From there, it ended up being just a pullback, and the buyers did continue. And from there, we started to push up. We approached this area here where this swing high here. And all the other markets started breaking to the upside here, so it easily broke through this kind of resistance here and kept on pushing to the upside. And from here we really started to have a look like we want to go up and hit these 1400 levels. As we started going through lunch here, we got another pullback, and again you want to keep an eye on the other markets and just decide whether this market's pulling back or whether it's starting a new trend. And something to look at again is where it's pulled up here and this swing high where we've broken up, so that resistance now becomes a support, and you can see it's acted really well. So that over here, draw a vertical line across like that, sorry, horizontal line, and you can see basically the market's held there really well. And I'll show you the same area on the 1-minute chart. This is it here. It lines up perfectly with the PowerPoint, and from there that area held, and we look like we're heading to the upside. So 5-minute buy or anything, that kind of area there is very much potential, because we haven't broken down through resistance levels. All the other markets were holding this kind of area here. It looked like we really want to go up, have another go up this high, and even break higher again. So looking at long trades in this area is definitely a good option. But from there, it never really did a lot. It kind of continued sideways and didn't break up either way. As we're getting through this area here, my impression, and you can see the moving average now starting to flip round to the downside. I thought, two things could happen. Even though it's getting late in the day, it could break up and go for that 1400, or it could start to have a sell-off. And if it started breaking down through these levels here, and you saw the other markets breaking through this resistance, definitely look for some sellers to come in. That was the two scenarios going through my head at the time. But in the end, it pretty much just went sideways and finished the day off. So, no harm done either way. But you definitely want to have, a couple of scenarios in head, and definitely be thinking, keep you on the front foot with this market, and always be thinking of possible trade setups that could be coming. Just showing you on the 1-minute chart, so you can see here we started to break down, we pushed up. From there we had this little bit of a pullback. From here it's either going to push down and break these areas here, and that will bring in the sellers, or push back up and break this resistance area here is what it did. So that encouraged the buyers to come in. From there we pushed up. This is this pullback that we got that lined up really well to PowerPoint and previous resistance over here, and from there it got a lot of momentum to the upside. It broke again through more resistance and kept on breaking higher, breaking up through a few power points. From there, here's this power point which had held the market, and again this is resistance. So all day the buyers were pretty much in control, and support kept on holding throughout the day. And from here, and basically this power point here, I thought it's either going to bounce and push down or push up. Like I said, it just pretty much continued sideways. We had quite a flat finish to the day. But overall, some pretty good movement. Good to see a little bit of direction. These markets are starting to show signs of better trading and a few more opportunities, which is great to see. So speak to you guys Friday.